your brother is producing something and you patronizing your brother.
Listen to Planet 101.1 FM News at 7 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. with our news in special English at 2:30 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Planet Radio 101.1 FM, revolving around you.
It's the news at noon. In the news, Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors to begin indefinite strike on Thursday, April 1st. Akwa Ibom State Government warns traders against display of goods by roadside of Ibom Plaza. State government warns against gradual reintroduction of commercial motorcycles in parts of Uyo metropolis. On the foreign scene, Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison sacked Attorney General Christian Porter over rape accusation. And in sports, Lesotho to arrive Lagos today for Super Eagles clash. Details coming up shortly. Good afternoon. Welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo. I am Miracle Philip. We begin the news with Akwa Ibom State Government traders.
If you recall, I think early in January we had issued a press statement warning people in that location particularly to move away. But of course, we also had a lot of entreaties from people well-meaning Akwa Ibomites to say, look, let's find a way, an alternative for these people. They are trying to earn a living, and so over the default. And so we decided that, look, we needed to set up a mobile court first. So the ministry had approached the Attorney General to set up a mobile court, which is in process.
The environment boss urged the traders to take advantage of the current human face of the government and prevent themselves from falling victims of the law when all machineries for its enforcement are instituted.
And then we've also set up a task force, an enforcement task force made up of 50 able-bodied men who will be there to enforce. But again, considering that there's humanity involved, we are also saying, yes, we are warning them. That's why everywhere I go on radio and every day I go on radio, I talk about it. We are warning them that once we conclude the process of setting up the environmental court and inducting and indoctrinating the enforcement team, we will unleash them. At that point, the public, and then no one will say, oh, government didn't give us enough warning. So it is not like, oh, government is completely oblivious of it. Government is conscious, but government also wants to have a human face in acting on that.
In the meantime, Akwa Ibom State Government has condemned the gradual reintroduction of commercial motorcycles in parts of Uyo metropolis, warning that motorcycles found within the restricted areas will henceforth face the full wrath of the law, as security operators have been directed to intercept, arrest, and prosecute defaulters. In a statement signed by the State Commissioner for Transport and Solid Minerals, Uno Etim Uno, the state government reminded that the ban on the use of motorcycles in Uyo metropolis under Regulation 1, subsection 1 and 2, contained in the Akwa Ibom State Legal Notice number 1 of 2016, made pursuant to Section 46 of the Road Traffic Law, Cap 115 of Akwa Ibom State of Nigeria 2000, which came into effect on 19th of July 2011, is still in full force. The ban covers Ikorekwene Road, Uyo to Ikodambang Ibiono, Aka Road, Uyo to Unaudo Ibespo, Oron Road, Uyo to Akwa Ibom Airport, Waniba Road, Uyo to Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort. Others are Akaitinan Road to Umbio Nsit, Agbak Road, Uyo to Ekomiman Junction, Ikpa Road access to Indwetong, Uku, Kalabaitu Road to Odioitam, Idoro Road from Itam Junction to Ekomiman Junction, as well as Ring Road 3, plus other adjoining streets. Meanwhile, the state government has reviewed the ban on the use of shields or tarpaulins by tricycle riders, also known as keke riders. Consequently, keke riders are now permitted to use the shields or tarpaulins only when it is raining. When it is not raining, the release noted that the Keke riders are expected to roll out the shields so that everyone can have the full view of the tricycle. In a related development, minibus drivers yesterday staged protests in Uyo, the state capital, over allegation of incessant harassment by officials of compliance unit of the Ministry of Transport and Solid Minerals for wrong parking, as well as directive for them to renew MOT number every 6 months. The development comes barely a month after the minibus drivers protested against multiple forms of taxes imposed on them concurrently by the Akwa Ibom State Ministry of Environment and the Ministry of Transport and Solid Minerals. They affected commercial bus drivers who decried lack of approved bus stops in the metropolis to enable them pick and drop passengers at designated places, pleaded with the state government to reorganize the transport sector in the state.
We all know that there is no bus stop in Uyo, and the taxi or minibuses, township service is pick and drop, pick and drop. We don't have bus stop. We have right to stop anywhere, pick passenger, and then drop the person apart from at the corner or places that are not really good. But you know, you're here everywhere is wrong parking. Before you know, you see a group of young men with uniform jump into the bus or taxi, and they will start beating you. Before you know it, they will carry you to the former KTC Ministry of Transport, and until you pay like 4,000 or 5,000, they will not release the bus. That's what we have been going through. And right now, there is another issue. As of 2-3 days ago, we saw a group of young men ringing bell everywhere, saying that they are coming back to check the renewal of MOT.
While noting that they had appealed to the state government to review the frequency of the MOT renewal, but to no avail, the bus drivers said that taking to the streets for protest was a last resort for them.
If you look at our buses, we see the body numbers. That's the MOT. And when we renew, do you change the numbers? Because we cannot do anything that is permanent. MOT is once and for all. Every 6 months, we have to go and renew it. So that's a lot of money in a year. Instead of when we pay the first 10,000, after 6 months, we go and pay 9,300. So look at the amount and other papers. And we have been buying tickets every day, 300 naira, time 5 days.
However, efforts by a correspondent to get the Commissioner for Transport and Mineral Resources, Uno Etim Uno, to speak on the issue was not successful. From the national scene, the presidency says Nigerians must stop dwelling solely on the negatives if the country is to forge ahead in the progressive path. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, who made the assertion while speaking with newsmen, maintained that all nations in the world experience negatives, and if that becomes a focus, then there will be more to talk about. The presidential spokesman urged critics to give the Buhari-led administration some credit as it was making progress. Reports say Adesina's comments come on the heels of some assertions made by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar following a recent report that tagged Nigeria as the nation with the highest unemployment rate in the world. Atiku, in a statement, had said the present Nigerian government lacks the capacity to address issues facing the country. He therefore called on stakeholders and elder statesmen to help in rescuing Nigeria, which he noticed is on the cliff. In health, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and CDC has reported 104 fresh cases of coronavirus in 11 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, bringing the total number of infections in the country to 162,593. The agency made the announcement while giving a daily report on its official website, adding that 7 deaths were confirmed in the last 24 hours, and about 103 patients have so far recovered from the virus. According to the health agency, Lagos State recorded 48 new cases, Enugu 16, Kwara 8, Kaduna 6, Plateau 5, Kano 5, Rivers 4, FCT 4, Ogun 4, Edo 2, Ekiti 1, and Katsina State 1 new case of COVID-19. Still on health matters, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has resolved to commence a total and indefinite strike on April 1st if the federal government refuses to accede to its demands. This was the outcome of its extraordinary National Executive Council meeting held at the weekend at the Trauma Center of National Hospital, Abuja, to review its earlier ultimatum and deliberate on burning issues affecting residency training, healthcare delivery, and the welfare. The communique of the NEC, attended by over 50 chapters of NAD, was signed by its president, Dr. Uyilawa, Secretary General Dr. Jerry Isogun, and Publicity and Social Secretary Dr. Dotun Osikoya, and obtained by journalists. You're listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Let's take a breather and then bring you more stories from the foreign sports and entertainment scenes. Do stay with us.
So, my son, welcome to the Kalangolo Shrine. The gods are with us. What can I do for you?
Baba, the way you do me, and I even sick, Seth. I think say him give me HIV.
Eh? No.
What do you mean, Baba?
No way anybody fit use witch give you HIV. If anybody tell you that one, na lie them talk. Because witch no fit give person HIV.
No matter how the wind strong, nobody fit give or carry HIV from witchcraft.
Thanks for staying with us. On the foreign scene, Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison has removed a minister, Christian Porter, accused of rape from his role as the nation's chief law officer after weeks of pressure. Porter will no longer be Attorney General but will remain in cabinet in a new portfolio. Meanwhile, Porter has strongly rejected an allegation that he raped a girl in 1988 when he was 17. The Prime Minister has faced intense pressure in recent weeks to respond to a series of rape, misconduct, and sexism allegations which have rocked Australian politics. Elsewhere, firefighters in Indonesia are working to put out a massive fire that has broken out at one of the largest oil refineries in the country. The fire broke out at the Balongan refinery run by state oil firm Pertamina this morning. Reports say at least 5 people have been injured and around 950 residents have been evacuated to safety. In sport, Lesotho delegation will fly into Nigeria today for Tuesday's 2021 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying fixture against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The match commissioner and referees arrived in Nigeria on Sunday, while the security officer and referees assessors have been in Lagos since Saturday. Lesotho held Sierra Leone to a scoreless draw in Maseru on Saturday, but are no longer in the running for a ticket to Cameroon 2021. They will have their official training at the Teslim Balogun Stadium on Monday evening by 5 p.m. On the entertainment scene, Steven Johnson, the drummer for Grammy Award-winning U.S. rock band Alabama Shakes, has been arrested on child abuse charges. Johnson was allegedly taken into custody at Alabama's Limestone County Jail after a grand jury indicted him on charges of willful torture, abuse, and cruelly beating a child. Meanwhile, bond is set at $21,500 with an arraignment date set for 7th April. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM here, but before we go, a recap of the major stories. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors have resolved to commence a total and indefinite strike on April 1st if the federal government refuses to accede to its demands. Akwa Ibom State government has reiterated its warning to traders who prefer displaying their goods by the roadside at the plaza to relocate into the kiosks provided inside, as government would soon be charging defaulters to court with accompanying stiff penalties. Akwa Ibom State government has condemned the gradual reintroduction of commercial motorcycles in parts of Uyo metropolis, warning that motorcycles found within the restricted areas will henceforth face the full wrath of the law, as security operatives have been directed to intercept, arrest, and prosecute defaulters. On a foreign scene, we told you that Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison has removed a minister, Christian Porter, accused of rape from his role as the nation's chief law officer after weeks of pressure. And in sports, we reported that Lesotho delegation will fly into Nigeria today for Tuesday's 2021 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying fixture against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. For comments and coverage of newsworthy events, call our newsroom on 0812-770-2940. Visit our website on planet101fm.ng and follow us on Twitter at planet_101fm. Also like our Facebook page at planet101fm Uyo. The news was edited by Jane Uwa. As we end the news, always remember that you must be the change you wish to see in the world. I am Miracle Philip. Good afternoon.
This is Planet Radio, 101.1 FM Uyo. Our listeners, our most valuable assets, the bedrock of our business, the reason of our existence all these years. Thank you for your patronage and listenership. For inquiries, please call us on 0809 016 9101 or write to us at planet101fm@gmail.com.
It's simple. We lead, they follow. Planet 101.1 FM. That's just who we are.
If you want to eat, to the run, without a headache, use Lubricide. If you want to eat,
Okoro, why your car dey sound like this now? You sure say not the knocking sound be that? Nah, Uji be my brother. The worst be this starting way you dey do. You sure say oil dey and so? I just put am oil on now. Which kind of oil? I buy am from that man where they sell oil from outside. Now you dey spoil your motor now. You don't know say not be every oil you supposed to put for your car. Come, you never hear of Lubrisac oil? Lubrisac? Lubrisac get different kinds of oil for different kinds of engine. Lubrisac Plus na high performance multi-grade oil for petrol engine. Lubrisac Super HD. This one na high performance multi-purpose engine oil. Lubrisac Optimum ultra high performance multi-grade engine oil for new petrol engines. Lubrisac Power Max, that one na super performance diesel engine oil for heavy trucks and heavy duty generators. They also get all kinds of industrial oils such as gear oils, hydraulics, turbine oils, compressor oils. Where have you get them now? It dey for all filling stations and oil retail shops nationwide. And now another quality product from Cyclos Industries Nigerian Limited. Lubrisac oil, come rain, come shine, your engine go the run.
NDDC. The Niger Delta Development Commission, they do ogbonge work for health sector under the current interim management leadership. As federal government wants start to share COVID-19 vaccine for we people,